Hi, I'm Gary Truckenmiller, class of 79. I nominated Dr. Lynn Fenstermaker, class of 76. 2 years ago, the director of NASA in Washington, D.C. selected her as chairman of the 30th anniversary of the NASA Space Grants. Faculty and students from 23 different states come there to celebrate 30 years of NASA space grants. So pretty good for a young lady from Whitehall in Warren school districts, and who started out her career saying that many of her advisors saying women can't do science. And so she's done a great job and a lot of accomplishments. I'm proud of her.
Hello, I'm Lynn Fenstermaker, and I'm employed by the Desert Research Institute in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I'm coming to you not live from Kennedy Space Center, but we'll get to the NASA stuff in a moment. I, like you, grew up in rural Pennsylvania, very proud of that upbringing because I learned a lot of skill sets from my parents. One of three girls, my dad made certain I knew how to change tires on a car, how to put roofing on a house, how to run electrical wires, all of those type of things. My mom, of course, made certain I knew how to cook, sew, and a variety of other household chores that I hated at the time, but am ever so thankful for now. So I hope all of you are taking advantage of learning from your parents and other adults around you. They're a great source of information and skill sets. While in school, I was in the band, the chorus, played field hockey, and Tri-High Y. I was also manager of the boys basketball team, a first for a girl at that time. I'm hoping that Warrior Run's still doing that. I was also in 4-H. I encourage all of you to take advantage of these types of programs around you so you can learn skill sets, things you can do with your hands. I learned about geology, soil conservation, insects, and of course sewing, because that was a big thing back then, and it still is helpful around the house. A lot of teachers influenced me and taught me that there are no limits. It's all a case of what it is you find interesting, what you have skill sets for, and pursuing those dreams. I went to college first at Bloomsburg State University and then transferred to Penn State, where I received both my bachelor's and my master's degrees. And while there, I got involved in soil judging. That got me out in the field. And once again, those hands-on experiences that mean so much. I don't know about you, but for me, I'm not very good at learning from a textbook. I can absorb some information, but it's actually doing the work itself that makes a difference. After completing my degrees at Penn State, I decided to take a jump across the country and applied for a job, a window of opportunity, and I'm going to mention windows of opportunity a couple times. A colleague of my master's advisor called him and said, "Hey, do you have any students getting ready to graduate? We need someone with soils and remote sensing experience." And while in college, I studied the use of satellite data to determine what's happening on the ground. So he put me on the phone, and the first thing I knew was Las Vegas, Sin City. No way was I going to go there. But I talked to the gentleman on the phone, and he knew I wasn't interested, but he said, "Apply anyway, you'll get a free trip west." So I took advantage of that window of opportunity, applied, and I did become invited to give an interview. I was offered a job, and while I was there, I also interviewed for a second job, and I took the second job at lesser pay because it was of more interest. It was working for the Environmental Protection Agency and using remotely sensed data, this time aircraft data, to look at some of the nastiest spills in our country and how to remediate those. While working, I pursued my PhD. I highly recommend that you don't go to school and work full time at the same time. It's a bit tough, but it worked out for me. And I, like I said, am employed at the Desert Research Institute. So what does NASA and the Artemis 1 rocket have to do with this video? Well, after a full career of doing research, using all types of remotely sensed data to look at our natural environment and how pollutants were impacting that environment, I was offered a window of opportunity. You got it. Watch for these windows of opportunity to apply for a position as the Nevada Space Grant and Nevada NASA EPSCoR Project Director. I applied and interviewed and was approved for the position. So since 2015, I have been working very closely with NASA to help provide opportunities to both faculty and students in Nevada to learn more about STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, and how an education in those areas can help advance what's happening at NASA and other industries across the country. So it's a very rewarding experience. It's challenging. I have to keep on top of communications. I have to write reports. So those skill sets are very important. But the rewards are just amazing because I get to interface with students like you and help them start their careers. And I just want to add a little comment here. If you're not college bound, that's okay. You know what? To build this rocket, it didn't only take mathematicians, scientists to develop the science questions and engineers to come up with the design. That rocket would not be on the launch pad without the technicians, the people who have skill sets in welding and building and running electrical wires. So I encourage each of you to watch for those windows of opportunity, to take advantage of them, to sign up for opportunities, to use your hands and put what you learn from that textbook to use. And just keep moving one step at a time. Doesn't matter what your background is, where you come from. If you have the desire to learn and keep putting one foot in front of the other, watch for those windows of opportunity and don't give up, then you can launch to the moon just like Artemis. Wishing you all the best, and I'll be rooting for you.